when times take change, so must we, that the new time requires new response to new challenges.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك الملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Welcome to another edition of the program As You Answer the Call. Nigeria is making steady progress towards containing the deadly COVID-19 disease. Support this effort by respecting the COVID protocols and availing yourself of vaccination when it gets to your turn. Once again, welcome to the program As You Answer the Call. I am Binta Magaji, your regular host on the program. In its desire to develop an effective communication strategy within the Hajj industry and beyond, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, organized a one-day seminar for information officers, public relations officers, spokespersons, and heads of media of state pilgrims welfare boards, commissions, and agencies. What transpired at the seminar, which took place on Tuesday, the 6th of July 2021, is the thrust of our Spotlight segment. Also in the program, we have our regular segments such as the NACON News Diary, which features the activities of NACON chairman, key functionaries of the commission, and other stakeholders. These are more shortly. Don't go away.
Every Muslim is a potential pilgrim. To make the Hajj possible for the Ummah, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, is running a Hajj savings scheme through Jaiz Bank. The scheme allows depositors to gradually save for the Hajj over a period of time. Registration into the Hajj savings scheme is ongoing for all Muslims. Muslims wishing to perform Hajj can be enrolled into the scheme through the following outlets: NACON offices across the country, state pilgrims welfare boards, agencies, and commissions, any branch of Jaiz Bank in the country. Enrollment can also be done directly by logging into dedicated sites for the scheme. Let's participate and support the Hajj savings scheme for better Hajj services.
Thank you for staying with us. Let's begin the program with the news diary as presented from our studio. Staff of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, have been urged to take the center stage in promoting the Commission's policies, particularly the Hajj savings scheme.
All of us, without a single exception, be a good ambassador to the National Hajj Commission.
NACON Chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kuli Hassan made the plea during a training session for the Commission staff, which was organized by the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit.
The Hajj savings scheme has come alive, and in the next 1 year, we'll all nurture and grow it together. We have decided to use the opportunity of no Hajj this year to grow it further. All of you are supposed to be ambassadors, even though there is no Hajj. Very soon, maybe, there will be a day when we wear T-shirts to the office, and it will be Hajj savings scheme. I am in support.
Alhaji Zikrullah also called on staff to support the activities of the Anti-Corruption Unit and be good ambassadors of the Hajj industry.
What we need is your support for Act 2. What we need is your advice for Act 2 in order for Act 2 to be able to achieve the mission for why it was set up and the vision behind the dream that brought Act 2 into being.
On his part, head of the Anti-Corruption Unit and NACON Acting Director of Monitoring and Evaluation, Olayiwola Abdulsalam, took participants through the key objectives of ACTU. Similarly, the head of Aviation Unit of the Commission, Engineer Goni Sanda, presented paper on public service ethics. There were comments and questions from participants. The ACTU unit at NACON was inaugurated at the instance of the ICPC on Wednesday, the 18th of November 2020 at Hajj House, Abuja. It was part of the continuing efforts of the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, ICPC, to stem the tide of corruption in ministries, departments and agencies. Alhamdulillah, if just tuning in, the program is As You Answer the Call, a public enlightenment presentation that keeps you abreast on the activities of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, and other Hajj-related matters. While making efforts to reinforce the communication framework within the Hajj industry, NACON management mounted a one-day seminar for information managers from state pilgrims welfare boards with the title Hajj Communications and COVID-19 Pandemic. Details of these are more in our Spotlight segment. Stay tuned.
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, has identified strong and effective communication as very central to the successful implementation of Hajj policies and programs. It is in line with this that the Commission is enhancing the capacity of key stakeholders in the Hajj industry on information management. Consequently, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, organized a one-day seminar for information officers, public relations officers, spokespersons and heads of media state pilgrim welfare boards, commissions and agencies. The seminar took place at the conference hall of Hajj House on Tuesday, the 6th of July 2021, with the theme Hajj Communications and COVID-19 Pandemic.
We cannot afford to remain running the Hajj system in the traditional way.
Declaring the event open, NACON Chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kunle Hassan said the choice of the theme is apt, considering the challenge facing the Hajj industry.
The theme of this event, Hajj Communication and COVID-19 Pandemic, is among the topical issues of interest in the field of Hajj today. This brings to mind the raw fear of COVID-19, which made Hajj impossible for international pilgrims for 2 seasons running. Still under this fear of the pandemic, we were subliminally reminded of how important communication is in determining what international pilgrims were to plan for or were not to. We all agree that information sharing is central for clear understanding of issues and for arriving at collective solutions.
The NACON chairman noted that the seminar is expected to equip information managers in the states with the knowledge of how to address challenges bedeviling Hajj administration.
It was thus that this seminar was organized as a medium to debate upon problems of communication in this changing world of the pandemic and how it affects our mutual interests. The ultimate goal here is to gain deeper understanding of the challenges and arrive at solutions that will remain applicable at our official endeavors. This seminar is not intended to be a lecture session, but an interactive parley of minds. It's so that by the end of the seminar, participants should be able to appreciate the importance of media collaborations between National Hajj Commission and State Pilgrims Welfare Board through commissions, through agencies. Necessity of sourcing information from the right channel against fake news. Need for public relations and information officers to be abreast with happenings in Saudi Arabia, technological innovations, COVID-19 protocols, and their consequence to pilgrims in order to sensitize them.
In their separate remarks, NACON Commissioners of Policy, Personnel Management and Finance, Alhaji Noor Hassan Yakasai, and that of Planning, Research, Information Statistics and Library Services, Sheikh Suleiman Momo, echoed the importance of the seminar.
We really need a seminar of this nature so that at the end of the day, you as an image makers and spokesperson for your various welfare boards, you should be able to disseminate to the Muslim Ummah and also the people in the industry as reason why this happened and what can we do to make sure that at least we have limited, it affected the impact on the industry is limited. And also you should be able to communicate or disseminate whatever discussion that takes place here to the Ummah, so that at least they should be aware of what is going in the industry, what changes are going on, all other things.
The seminar could be described as timely, particularly with the competence of target audience involved, such as information officers, public relation officers, spokespersons, and heads of media of various state pilgrim welfare boards, agencies, and commissions, who are the vessels of information and image makers of the organization. I am therefore confident that any communique reached at the end of the seminar shall be disseminated accordingly to the end users. The advent and existence of COVID-19 pandemic is an exceptional challenge in Hajj exercise for all the stakeholders.
At the Hajj terminal, when we arrived Saudi Arabia,
Resource persons led the interactive sessions through their different presentations on the following subject matters: channels of communication between NARCON and state, national medical team under COVID-19 projecting the right image, enrollment into Hajj savings scheme, managing expectations under the constraints of COVID-19 and proper channels of sourcing news, and constraints on information dissemination in the Hajj industry and solutions.
the purpose of the information should be to raise awareness, let the target audience know about the COVID-19 pandemic, thus educate pilgrims, stakeholders, and the public on the key infection prevention and control strategies for COVID-19 during Hajj.
The state and zone, we have 6 zonal offices and 4 outreach centers. And all these are part of the efforts put in place by the Commission for us to continue to be on the same page.
When there is any communication gap, then we are giving room for rumors to thrive. And before we know it, we are creating crisis for ourselves and for the NARCON as well.
What is the Hajj saving scheme? It's a program aimed at assisting Nigerians, irrespective of their financial status, to save over a period of time to perform Hajj. It's also an avenue for aggregating funds to be used for investments.
Some of the requirements for each pilgrim to have
being interactive, the sessions generated comments, observations, and questions from participants. Head of Media Division at NARCON, Hajia Fatima Mustafa, and the coordinator, Hajj Savings Scheme, Dr. Aliyu Tanko, gave the closing remarks and presented participants with certificate of attendance.
You are very, very important. That is why you are here today. It's through you, intending pilgrims and other publics out there will be well informed of what is happening concerning Hajj, Umrah, and other related issues.
But it is necessary to have an annual action plan for your, at least for your state, as an information officer. That will help you, and it will guide you to what you want to achieve.
Participants appreciated NARCON for organizing the seminar, saying it could not have come at a better time.
Because the knowledge we received here today will help us in at least, polishing our work, and also to make, if we go home, we make it to have an impact on the board and also the pilgrims.
It should be done more often, because we've learned a lot from today, and we know that information is key, so we need more of this.
The gathering is very important and educative, and upon up we get to know each other and we rub minds. It's very, very educative. I have learned a lot. There are a lot of things that my mind didn't even go there, but being here, I at least I have gotten a lot of things, and I'm very sure it's going to help me in my work.
Communication is just like information. When you are not informed, you will be deformed. So as such, with communication in this very mode, it will help us to also get to the local level, and the people at the grassroots will get to understand what is happening at the apex.
Resolutions that will help the information managers carry out their work efficiently were reached and adopted.
MashaAllah, you're still watching as you answer the call. Coming up next is Making the Hajj.
The first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, which is the 12th month of the Islamic calendar, are essential to pilgrims and those who are not performing the pilgrimage. What are the acts of worship recommended for Muslims on the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah?
In this month of Dhul Hajj, Allah has prescribed.
On Making the Hajj tonight, Sheikh Hussein Zakaria answers these and other questions.
Allah, in many verses of the Holy Quran, has told us its importance and has even sworn with them. وَالْفَجْرِ وَلَيَالٍ عَشْرٍ. Allah has sworn with these 10 days of the first days of the Hajj. Whatever Allah has sworn with is to bring the importance and to tell us, go and find out why I have sworn with this, so that you will know how Allah, how the mightiness of Allah, you will know how Allah's power is to your understanding. According to the Prophet ﷺ, are the best 10 days of the year.
During the first 10 days, Muslims are encouraged to redouble their efforts in all acts of worship.
The Prophet has told us to put more efforts to what we are doing in worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, whether with our wealth, whether with our strength, whether with our utterances, whether with our feelings. We should put a lot of efforts so that we can get as much rewards from Allah as is possible, and which will earn us His closeness in the both worlds. Therefore, we are required in these 10 days, apart from the 5 daily prayers, to pray more during the day and during the nights, more than the previous days and the previous nights.
Similarly, fasting is also recommended on these days, particularly the day of Arafat, which is the 9th of Dhul Hijjah.
Some ulama have recommended that you can fast this first 9 days, from 1st of Dhul Hajj and until 9th of Dhul Hajj. The stipulation from the Prophet ﷺ that on the 9th of Dhul Hajj, Muslims are employed to pray, to fast that 9th of Dhul Hajj. Those who are not on Hajj, those who are not on pilgrimage, they are supposed to fast that 9th day. It is very, very important fasting, because Allah expiates our sins of the previous year and the next year. So it is a double age rewards which Allah intends to give anybody who does that.
What are the benefits of fasting on Arafat Day?
When the Muslims on pilgrimage gather on the plain of Arafat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask His angels. He knows better than all of us. Allah knows better. But out of His power and majesty and all the angels around Him, Allah was asking them, what are these people standing on this plain of Arafat doing, and what do they want? And the angels say, Allah, you know better than us. But they are here, they are there to ask, to worship you and to ask for your forgiveness and your mercy and your bounties in both worlds. Allah will say, tell them that I have forgiven them all their sins and accept all their prayers. And even tell those who are not on this plane, they are in the various cities and towns and countries, that today I have forgiven every sinner of his sins and shortcomings, and have answered all their prayers. That's why when we fast the day of Arafah, we are partners in whatever stake the pilgrims have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The 10th of Dhul Hijjah is the day for the slaughtering of animals. Sheikh Zakaria says while pilgrims have their own prohibitions in Ihram, those with plans to slaughter animals during Eid al-Kabir are not allowed to clip their nails or cut their hair. But he said there is another Islamic view to this.
However, the hadith of Abdullah ibn Abbas and that of Salama, which were reported by Muslims, have spread wider than those of Aisha. But the hadith of Aisha were reported by both Bukhari and Muslim, that you can now clip your hair, you can now clean yourself, you can now apply hair, you can now wear perfumes and do anything that is halal for you to do on other days. You can do them in this fast 10 days. Therefore, if you see any Muslim brother or Muslim sister insisting that she will not clip her hair, she will not clip her nails, nor she will plait her hair or set her hairs, don't quarrel with her. Leave her without opinions, and let those who hold the opinion of Aisha, the mother of believers, also to go their way. It's allowed.
We shall continue with the discussions in the next edition of the program. Every Muslim is a potential pilgrim. To make the Hajj possible for the Ummah, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, is running a Hajj savings scheme through Jaiz Bank. The scheme allows depositors to gradually save for the Hajj over a period of time. Registration into the Hajj savings scheme is ongoing for all Muslims. Muslims wishing to perform Hajj can be enrolled into the scheme through the following outlets: NACON offices across the country, state pilgrims welfare boards, agencies and commissions, any branch of Jaiz Bank in the country. Enrollment can also be done directly by logging into dedicated sites for the scheme. Let's participate and support the Hajj savings scheme for better Hajj services.
Alhamdulillah. Up next is the quiz. Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, list 5 prohibitions while in the state of Ihram. The correct answer is cutting nails, shaving, hunting animals, cutting trees, and canal advances. The winner is Yahaya Sadiq from Minna, Niger State. He provided the answer ahead of others. Yahaya Sadiq will be contacted on how NACON will reach him with the prize he won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NACON's effort in social investment in Nigeria. Now to the quiz for this week. And the question is, what is the penalty for those who violate Ihram prohibitions? I repeat, what is the penalty for those who violate Ihram prohibitions? Text the answer to the number shown on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry the name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing. Once again, good luck to you. Before we round off the program, we take some messages from our viewers. Sumaya Rabiu from Kano State sent in the first message. It reads, "We are indeed enjoying this program. May Allah bless you all for making it possible." Aisha to Isa Farouk sent in the second message. It says, "I love watching this program because it teaches me about Hajj rights. I thank the coordinators of the program and Allah reward you for the enlightenment." Viewers seeking clarification or have questions to ask on any matter relating to Hajj management and operations can do so through this program. Relevant officers will be contacted to respond appropriately. Happy viewing. We welcome your messages, comments, observations and questions through our mobile number and other social media platforms. Remember, you can stop the spread of coronavirus by complying with all preventive measures. Let's support our government in the fight against coronavirus. That's it on this edition of the program as you answer the call. Join me same time next week for another package. Thanks for watching and goodbye.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا